All right. Now we should be live. Maybe. We'll see. I'm trying the new OBS Studio. We'll see how this goes. I don't see the preview window just yet, but YouTube has a bit of a lag. All right. There we go. OBS RC1 is up. Note to self: create start screen. How's everybody doing today? I figure we do some live Linux versus Windows gaming. We can just pull up my games list and either operating system, whatever y'all want, and kind of show you the real world experience. And we'll go from that. It's, oh man, yeah, VFIO for the win. I know Hikari would totally agree with you. He's a community member of, he's one of the first people that sent me actually a GitHub article to do my PCI pass-through series from, oh man, I guess that was like 2 years ago now. Oh, dude, GFY, it has been a long time, man. I haven't streamed for almost like a month or something crazy. So it has been an adventure to say the least. So yeah, it's fun being back on here live. I've done Twitch a couple times just to mess around and hang out, but nothing too crazy. And I've noticed Stream Elements kind of picked up their game a bit, and they started integrating a lot more YouTube stuff, like the chat on the left. All that stuff is all no longer do I have to Jimmy rig it. So that's basically how I had to do it before. I had to create like custom CSS files and then pull in a different source out of a pop-up window, and then from there I could finally get my chat on stream. Oh, it was just a nightmare before. So YouTube Live's actually getting better. It's a lot better than the hot mess it was a year ago, that's for sure. Last time I streamed. Oh man. I've been doing PCI or GPU pass-through for a year now. It is the way to go. Yeah. Yeah, the big thing with PCI pass-through is just the technical ability to get past a lot of it. I stopped making too many videos about it just because I know it was out of reach for so many people, especially out of reach today because you need two graphics cards of differing uh, brands or models, and that can be a bit of a challenge. Yes, you could use one that was like integrated graphics and then another with full graphics, but it's just it's too much for many. Where most people are just struggling to get one GPU going these days. Oh yeah, Chimera OS. Actually, FOD. Let me pull it up real fast. I had. Let me see if it's the same one I'm thinking of. Yeah. So actually, back in December, I've already reviewed this OS. And if I go to desktop here, you can see this is actually the same video I did back in December. The maker of Chimera OS was actually Gamer OS, I think. Let me see if it's in my little list, and I can link it to you. Oh, man, it would have been December of last year. So many videos. My word. Oh, I'm coming up on 3 years on YouTube as well. So that's a fun thing. September 9th, I believe, is going to be, or maybe it's the 7th, is going to be my last one. This is the video right here, man. I'll put it in here for you. Oh, nope, wrong one. Ah, there you go. Gamer OS, aka Chimera, or I don't even know how to say it now. Chimera OS. They rebranded it all, so kind of a fun thing. Pretty fun. What are we testing exactly? Whatever the hell we want, man. We can do whatever. I'll pull up my Steam list here, and I think I did a comparison in today's video going over Cyberpunk, and I have both of that installed. Let me see what else I have installed here, and we can take a peek at what we got. Do some live gaming here. Let's pull up Steam, and before I forget, I need to add some music too. Oh my gosh. I'm just a hot mess this morning. It's been too long since I streamed. That's why. Let me throw some headphones on so we don't get some wicked reverb either. That would be no bueno. Alright, let's see what we got. Little shut off my overheads, and we should have some music. Yeah, there we go. Little something. Fill the dead space. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get back to going on a regular live schedule. I've had 3 YouTube channels now, and I've been kind of tinkering around with all of them and having fun just making different stuff, which has been a blast, kind of scratching that, not just talking about one thing, being able to go into different directions, which is fun. But yeah. All right, we'll play some games here. Let's see some Warzone. All right, Gumby, we can do some Warzone, but that's not really a good comparison because you can't play Warzone on Linux. Although I do like me some Warzone. Skynet. Man, you guys got some weird games. I've never even heard of these. Or maybe I'm just out of the know. Probably me out of the know. Yeah, Momentum's awesome. If you are on here, using Momentum is the way to roll. It helps focus you, and I am the biggest scatterbrained person of them all. I have 30 balls I'm juggling at all times, and then I drop like 20 of them. So usually I just pick like 1 or 2 things that I absolutely have to get done that day, and then type it in here. Some CSGO. You know, I hadn't done CSGO. You know, someone made a comment. CSGO would be a good one because CSGO's native to Linux and here, and I do have it, don't I? Oh, yeah. There we go. CSGO. Boom. Oh, it's 25 gigs. Interesting. Let's do that. I'm going to start installing CSGO. What headset you using? I'm using some Sennheiser. Oh, man, I don't even know what this is. It's a Sennheiser. I don't know. It's like an expensive wireless Sennheiser. Oh, no, here it is. HDR 175. Yeah, Sennheiser HDR 175. I like it. It's not so bad. It does have a little bit of noise to it, but I think that's more of how I hooked it up. I used analog instead of an optical connector, mainly just because my audio interface doesn't accept optical, or doesn't have an optical out. I'll probably have to fully pipe that through and replace that at some point in time. It's just such a pain in the butt. So I'm not gonna do that anytime soon. Tommy Tim Tam, thanks for subscribing, man. That's awesome. Now, I thought I had maybe I missed the alert. Stream Elements, I'm wondering if they've gotten that better with a lot of the chat alerts, because before it was a little bit difficult. Any plans for low-end Linux gaming? Francis, it's a little bit difficult now for low-end Linux gaming just because you can't play a lot of modern games. And I wonder, we'll see, I'll probably revisit that at the start of the year once the Steam Deck launches, because the Steam Deck should have a lot of optimizations that hopefully make low-end Linux gaming a thing. That would be very nice. Oh, thanks for the super chat. What about input lag? I used to feel so much input lag in Linux versus Windows. I don't really notice that at all. But then again, my system's not terrible. It's not like crazy either. Most people on YouTube have like amazing systems. Mine's not that. It's more what you expect from a regular user. It's a 5600X with a 2060. So nothing too wild. But I don't notice any difference. In most games, I'd say probably 60 to 70% of my games I play, Whether I do it in Windows or Linux, a lot of them, it just doesn't matter. It's really just the few games that really bother me. Like Warzone, I do play that with, usually on Sunday nights with my best friend from elementary school. We still play in chat, so that's fun. So yeah, that's one thing I'm always in Windows for is Warzone on Sundays. But the rest of them, I think Path of Exile, I now mainly can play in Linux, but I kind of go back and forth. You know, it just depends on what it is. I like to at least have my finger on the pulse, so to speak. Will you make a recap about Tron script? I want to try it on my laptop. Yeah, I need to redo that video. I think that video now is 2 or 3 years old, but it has well over 1 million views. I'm just failing as a YouTuber. Most people rehashing the same thing. I hate talking about the same thing, but Tron script, it's been several years now since I made that video, and it did really well. I just hadn't revisited it. It does work on all Windows, and it's still still something I still recommend a lot. I actually used it about a month ago. I had someone bring me a laptop, and I was just like, oh, I'll just run Tron script on it, see what it does. And it did its job as it usually does. Cleans it up. It's nice. Which Windows you have? I have Windows 11, which, if we take a peek here, come on to the desktop. I don't know if I like that scene. Chat scene, I'm probably gonna have to change. It's too cluttered. I'm more of a minimal, less is more kind of guy. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. 21H2. That's the first time I've seen a version associated with it. So I guess Windows 11 is probably going to launch on 21H2, which is the 22,168 build. I'm sure this build number will change a little bit as they tidy up things for launch. I think the launch for Windows 11 is going to be October 5th, last time I checked. So, yeah, pretty cool. Have you gamed on Windows 11? Hell yeah. I've gamed on all of them. Is it possible to play Linux games in WSLG? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you know what? Let's try that. That's a good idea. Oh, the audio's cutting out? Oh, let's see. Do I have a limiter or... No, I don't have a noise gate or anything. So it shouldn't be cutting out, man. Hey, Brytech. We are, man. Hope you guys are being safe and doing all right as well. Should we tweak real network adapter for Windows and gaming? Tweaking network adapters is usually not something I'd recommend. Typically, if you're having to tweak your network driver, I would just obviously update your network driver. Don't run on a really old one. But also, you need to be thinking more about the gateway you're using, the switches you're using. That's probably going to lead to a lot more lag and latency issues than anything else. So tweaking a network driver, typically, I would never recommend, especially for someone not with extensive network knowledge. A lot of times you just wouldn't know what you're touching. You think they'll sort out BattleEye EAC thing? Absolutely. Thank you so much for the donation too, Steve. Seems those companies are going to make a lot of concessions to get it integrated. I don't know about that. EAC is actually Linux native, and it's owned by Epic. And I know Steam and Epic have to kind of talk and play along to get everything working properly. And I've been following that development for many years now. They're getting there. They are. And I don't think we have to worry too much about that. I don't think there's going to be a lot of concessions, because otherwise Epic wouldn't even play ball. Where Steam did get them to play ball, I think, in this realm. So we'll see. We'll see. Is Windows 11 laggy? No, I mean, it's very similar to Windows 10. Like, oof, very, very close. Like, let's take a peek here. I'm running 210 processes right now on Windows 11, and I'm not even recording on this. I don't even have OBS on here. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but no, it's definitely not laggy for me. It's not going to be laggy for most unless you're running an older PC, which you can't even run. Actually, tomorrow's video on Titus Tech Talk, I go into Windows 11 and Microsoft. Microsoft's actually putting a patch out for Windows 11 preview, kicking people out of the Insider program. So they're going to be doing that. Tomorrow's video, I think's that, which I just kind of filmed haphazardly last night. So we'll see how that goes. Where can I get the Windows 11 ISO? Microsoft's official website. I never recommend downloading an ISO anywhere from Microsoft. If you're going to get Windows, just get it from Windows. Download Windows 11 preview. And you should get it. Let's see. Yeah, this was launched on the 19th. So here is what you need. And let's just come back here. Boom. There's the official blog post from Microsoft, and you can grab the ISO directly from there. Linux is sus. I mean, I think Linux is going to get a little more adoption with Windows 11. I think a lot of people aren't going to want to upgrade their hardware or just don't have the means to update, and they want to get away. Or they might just rock Windows 10. Hell, people are still in Windows 7. I mean, don't be on Windows 7, obviously. But I think a lot of people will rock Windows 10 well past the 2025 cutoff date where it goes end of life. Which I was kind of surprised that they made the... Actually, I'm not really that surprised that they made end of life 2025, but hey. Morning, Nostalgic Leaf. Good name, man. Command & Conquer Red Alert, I think the original actually went open source and you can actually play that all free. So if you want to do some nostalgia, I think it's all kept up by a community that's open source now, which is pretty awesome. I want to install Arch. Any advice? Have fun, man. Do research. Have something else pulled up while you do it. But I learned the most about Linux in a short period of time installing Arch. Recommend it for a learning exercise. It's really good. Can you still dual boot Linux with Windows 11? Yeah. You know what? Let's get this show on the road, right? Can you do that? Well. Oh, we got updates. Let's update live on stream. Let's see if the update rips out my dual boot. It's always fingers crossed. Oh, I was downloading CSGO. Oh, well, whatever. Let's do it. That's good, man. I think Gumby, like, switching to Linux and all those. I mean, it's cool. I always recommend people try out all of them and see which one works best for you. Don't hate me because sometimes I'm like, hey, let's get over on Mac. I know Mac is not well represented on my channel, but that's just because I don't like being in it very much. But I mean, I still am in it for a lot of my video edits. I still like Mac for that, but I don't like the actual using Finder and how a lot of the OS is structured. Is like, it's boring, which is good. It's good, you know. Boring can be really good sometimes. Yes, I did use my debloat scripts on the Windows 11 install, Joseph. One thing I will say about that is WinGet, the package manager for Windows that I switched from Chocolatey to. One of the big decisions for that was that it's now built into Windows 11. So it doesn't even require an install when you run my script on Windows 11. WinGet's already there by default. Also in Windows 11, one other thing I really enjoyed was Windows terminals there by default. You don't get the old school PowerShell or command prompt. So, all right, here we go. Let's see if it breaks my dual boot system on this update. I'm not hating on the Mac, Starkey. I use it every day. For any time I do my video edits, I usually do it in a Mac OS, which, heck, I still got it up over here. Let me. Here's this one, and then over here on this screen, we'll see if it actually works. Maybe. Yeah, there it is. There's my Mac. So I get in. I use all three just fine. So I'm not hating on Mac. Everything has its time and place. But all right. It did not break my dual boot system, it looks like. So we can boot right into Linux, or we got that. So we'll just jump back in. Although the updates have not finished yet. Let's see. Let's update the dual boot system. Oh, that's new. That looked cool. Oh no. I don't have a good feeling about this. Oh well. Yeah, if you guys want to do the dual boot, I do have that Git project, which has all 5 different scenes on dual boot, so you can switch easily. I did like Shodan and some other cool boot screens. So if you're interested in dual boot, check out that Git project, as that's all free. If you're on Linux, obviously, you can just clone that and run it, which is pretty fun. How do you get the Win 10x boot animation? I didn't do anything for that. Did not. Is it possible to create a grub or something that's animated? Well, oh, okay. I got what you're saying. I don't want to say no to that, but I've never done it personally. There's obviously some kind of animation you can do with the progress bar, which I have done. But as far as complete animation, you got to remember this is kind of like a low level we're accessing. So I don't know if it can be done, but more so, I don't know if you'd want to. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Well, Golden, it says, Windows 11 Insider Preview is pre-release. Look out. Bro, I think we just hit pre-release. So, live on stream, pre-release time. We'll see what it does. Do you recommend dual boot to play easy anti-cheat games? Yes, I do. I do recommend dual boot. Let crypto hold a long term. No crypto advice from me, man. You do you. That's not this channel. I took all that stuff off and I just put it on my crypto channel. If you want to check that out there, I give a more balanced opinion than most, but I'm not going to mention it here. Not the time or place. Windows 11 versus Windows 10 gaming. No difference. None at all. I would say Windows 11 right now is a little less stable than Windows 10 and probably a little bit less in performance. Make your face big. Okay. Let's just make the face big because it looks like we're going to be working on updates a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Well, I think this is a pre-release update. I know Golden mentioned it earlier, so we'll see. This is definitely the biggest Windows 11 update I've seen so far. So we'll see. Yeah. I mean, no operating system's bad. It's just, it depends on you as a user. Some operating systems suit other, people, it's like a preference. It's like a TV show preference. What I think is probably the best may not be the best for others. But I use all three to just be versatile and be able to give more of a balanced opinion and not just fanboy out and pander to my audience. I always like to be like, well, this works good over here, and this works good over here. Because a lot of people just stick on one thing and then you don't really have anything. You don't have anything to base it on off of. Windows 11 will not allow older CPUs to update. This newer update that actually is going on right now is kicking users off. So if you did use any of my guides to get Windows 11 preview on, it'll just basically stop getting updates as of today. I have a video coming out tomorrow on Titus Tech Talk going over that. It's just some news that they're doing, and they're just going to basically kick everyone off that's not on Ryzen 2, Gen 2 or above, or Intel 8th Gen and above. They also updated their PC health tool to tell you if you're compatible with the upgrade. Hey, Akari, how's it going, man? Oh, here we go. Looks like we got a reboot. Let's see. Did it keep the bootloader? Ah, sweet. Didn't overwrite my bootloader. Although it could still be doing updates. Look at that screen, though. I like the new little oh, never mind. Damn it, Microsoft, get your stuff together. Oh, gosh. I was like, oh no, back to the regular old. Every time I get my hopes up, crush. It gets crushed by old Microsoft. Oh, what in the server act? Whoa, I don't know what was up with that. Razer spyware. I'm never gonna get a Razer sponsorship, that's for sure. They hate me. Them and their spyware. Will the PC health tool say your system is incompatible? Yes, it will say it's incompatible. Oh, but if you have an eligible CPU, but TPM's off though. It will say that because TPM has to be on to be eligible for the compatibility. I'm gonna go back to Pop! OS, play WoW, casual Steam game with an AMD 3900 12 core, 2060, 32 gigs. Yeah, you're gonna have a fun time, John. Oh, you get micro stutters. 2060 could be driver related. You shouldn't get any micro stutters though. And I know Pop is pretty well optimized for it. Is this thing still updating? I think it's rebooted like 5 times. Oh man. Maybe one of these days, we'll see. Doug, I can appreciate that comment. Doug says, my biggest complaint against Microsoft is they constantly fix things that worked perfectly before. Yeah, that's a lot of times why in business I always put GPOs in that restrict those updates. So I never get an update that's not like a security update. Obviously, every 4 days, usually you get those with just a little bit of lag. But the feature updates, I don't ever do in business. I usually delay those up to about 3 years. So, yeah. But I can relate. Tech Hut did a very nice video on Chrome OS. Ah, that's cool. I love Tech Hut. He's a great dude. He actually DM'd me over on Twitter and told me, hey, I got the Windows 11 preview if you wanted it before it became public. And I was like, oh, sure. So shout out to Tech Hut. He's a good dude. How much do you think Arch would be faster than Pop! OS running Proton? Probably 10 to 20%. Arch is, I mean, if you're really like doing some considerable gaming on Linux, Arch and Arch-based distros are usually going to perform a lot better because they have access to Mesa Git and a lot of other things, which does make a big difference. Hey, it looks like we finally up and going here. I think Steam Elements is just randomly thanking subscribers. Oh, whatever. Just gonna spam the channel. Please show your firewall configuration on Linux. I don't think I really have too much. I did a Git project if you're trying to configure your firewall. I believe it's called Secure Linux under my repositories, and it goes over and sets up IP tables, which I probably need to redo that script because IP tables is depreciated now, and probably need to do more of like a UFW situation. Be a little more user-friendly too. IP tables is, you know. Man, the RX 580 is great. Oh, I love it. Hey. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no, that's still broken. All right, well, there was some hope. Nope. All right, well, that's fun. Wait a second. Did they break that? Yeah. Yeah, they broke that. Damn it. All right. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, cool. Just broke the icon. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. My icon kind of, my vert manager on Ubuntu. Oh, let's see. We could install something. Yeah, I'll do that another time. All right, back to Steam. I forget what I was doing. I just remember I was downloading CSGO from earlier in the stream to do a comparison. Where's the task manager? I don't know where the task manager is, but if you hold Control-Shift-Escape, it just pulls it up. So that I've been using that hotkey since, I don't know, 15 years now or something. I mean, hell, that might be from XP. It might be 20 years. But anyways, Control-Shift-Escape. Don't ever use Control-Alt-Delete. And don't ever... I mean, I guess sometimes people could right-click the taskbar and then go... Yeah, Task Manager. But, yeah, alas, here we are. Yeah, so let's take a look at what version we're on, too. Because we... Oh, okay. Well, never mind. We're on a new version. I started this out and it said version 21H2, and it was 22,000. And I want to say this number over here was something else. Technical, yeah. But now it's 22,449, and it is the dev version. So we did get an update, and this is an evaluation copy. So they've switched the insider programmer out a little bit, even though this is activated and everything. So I imagine this will just keep rolling over, and on the next update, it'll push it back another 60 days probably. Yeah, you can play your own Steam games on Linux. Right-click start button, that's all there. So how do you make your taskbar clear? There's a cool Git project, or if you use WinGit, if you use my debloat tool, I need to add that to the debloat tool, but it's just a transparent taskbar. I think it's transparent TB. Let's see. Let's do WinGit list. Oops, I think I needed to do like a dash installed. Oopsies. My bad. I think it's installed. Nope. What is it? I don't use WinGit very often, so I do not know the query for that. Oh well, let's just do a WinGit search taskbar. Or maybe it's translucent. Actually, yeah, that's right. WinGit search translucent. If I can spell translucent right. There it is. All right, yeah. So just do a WinGit install translucent TB, and then you can have this thing, and then you can configure it. Here's the actual icon for it. And then you can kind of say, do you want arrow peak? You can shut off certain things and make it more of a solid instead of an opacity color like you see here. You can do everything. It's all free, you know, free and open source through GitHub. Anything on GitHub is where WinGit aggregates all the packages. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, IP tables got depreciated, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know. I can't remember what replaced it, but something did replace it. I still, admittedly, this is bad. I still have been just using IP tables because I know it, much like IPv4. Eventually, I'm going to have to load up IPv6, but, you know, one of these days. Is NVIDIA stuttery on KDE? Yeah, let's, here, we'll just boot. I have a Debian spin of this. We can just boot into Linux. We're very close on CSGO over here. I might just wait till this finishes downloading and then we'll boot over. Ah, there it is. I knew someone from chat would know. NFT. Oh, NF tables is what replaced it. Is there any networking tweak for gaming? Yeah, I mean, you can do some networking tweaks, but again, I don't like telling people to tweak too much into the networking of Steam. There's a couple I put into my debloat script, specifically QoS and some other line level things, because by default, Microsoft actually does a little bit of QoS for a lot of their update systems, where it will push Microsoft's priority over your local traffic just to do updates and other things, which is weird, but whatever, it's Microsoft. You just adjust that value. I did a video on it. I think it was like Microsoft stealing your bandwidth, and yeah, check that out. So there's a little tweaks, but it's not going to be like a night and day difference or anything. It's just a small thing. Where you're going to see most of the networking gains, like if you're getting a lot of lag, chances are it'll be like your router that you need to make those changes to. Probably some port forwarding changes. Like if I launch into Warzone while this downloads, let's see. Do I even have that open? Nah. Oh well. Let me see. I think I have. Where's Blizzard? BattleNet. There we go. Yeah, so Warzone, unless there's an update for Warzone. I actually like Warzone because it kind of tells you how you're doing on any port forwards and stuff like that. Because there's strict, and then I think it's like semi-open or something like that. I can't remember the in-between, and then there's open NAT. And what NAT stands for is network address translation. And the more open you are, obviously, probably not the most secure you are, depending on how it's set up, but you will have a better gaming experience. A lot of gaming experience and lag and stutter and those types of things on online games is caused by having too strict of NAT. And a strict NAT typically leads to poor performance with a lot of the networking. You ever tell dad jokes? Not really, not occasionally, but very rarely. I'm not that witty. Is Windows 11 still tracking users excessively? So I stopped talking a lot about security and tracking just because people were misunderstanding it, or they're just incapable of really truly understanding what it takes to be secure. And a lot of times, like the OSs between Windows and Linux and that type of thing, I just don't care anymore. Mainly because unless you switch out your cell phone, like if you're using an Apple cell phone or you're using an Android-based cell phone, which like 99.999% of the population use, those are so much more egregious and so much more infiltrating of your freedoms and liberties and all those things that what operating system you use really doesn't matter. If you're still using an Android or an Apple phone, choosing Linux for security and privacy over Windows to me is a bit hypocritical. And that's kind of why I stopped talking about it. I was like, man, that's the cell phone's really the thing that you should worry about. Because it has GPS, it has Wi-Fi sharing, it has Bluetooth sharing, it has so much egregiousness of how it infiltrates and tracks you. That Windows or Microsoft, it's like an afterthought, if that. What are the exact skills to become a Linux admin? I would not know. I'm a Windows admin. I do Linux servers, but I would say having Active Directory experience is much more important than a lot of the other stuff. I think having expertise in Linux is also equally important, especially going into a lot of like web dev stuff, like web development. But it just depends. It just depends. Having both is really the answer there, not in either or. That's, just my things. But then again, I might be a little biased here. I have like 10 different Windows certs or something crazy. Last one I got was in 2008. It was an MCITP and Enterprise Administrator. But the last Linux cert I got, I don't think I've ever gotten a Linux cert. No, the closest I got is a Citrix cert from 2016, learning Citrix XenApp and XenDesktop version 6, which is pointless nowadays. It's all version 7 and above. Yeah, Google and social media is really, really a problem for sure. But I will say it's kind of amazing on YouTube. I love it. All right. Oh, yeah. Networking. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked, as usual. One thing about Warzone, which we're about to get some crazy different feedback here. Did my Synergy die? I think it did kill Synergy. Actions needed. What happened here? Set up Windows Hello to your account. No. Where's the dismiss? Now. There's no dismiss button. I'll have to rip that out later. And before I forget, let's shut down some of this music so we don't have two different music stuff going on. All right, here we go. Of course, update requires restart. I mean, yeah, it would work good. As far as Windows 11 working, it's very, very similar to Windows 10. So not a whole heck of a lot of difference. Are you BTS Army? I don't even know what that means. I'm so out of it. I barely know how to use Twitter, man. I have played Rainbow Six Siege. That one actually should start working on Linux as well. So, oh, here we go. Was your Windows 11 also broken this morning? Stefan, it was not, but it did force an update on reboot. So, par for the course. Sad to say. Yeah, we can do some Minecraft on Linux. I remember we were booting in there. People were worried about some stuff. I was just wanting to show people the networking profile. Warzone's a free game on Blizzard or Battle.net. One of the two, whatever. But you usually can see down here, like right now, my NAT type is strict. You want that to be open to have the best online experience. And depending on your gateway to achieve that's a little bit different. So when you're gaming through a network, you might look up like Warzone ports. And then come into here and go, okay, what ports are being used for this specific game? And we can see on PC, we'd want to forward all these ports to the IP address of the system. So we can easily pull up our this, do an IP config, and we can see that the local Ethernet for this system, I actually have a couple, I think. Oh, crap. I was about to say, I thought that wasn't a strict one, but you know what? That's interesting. Where is my 10 gig? What's going on with that? Well, it's giving me a 169, so it's not even resolving. Oh, really? I'm not loving my Switch right now. Why isn't my 10 gig working? That's not cool, man. We can lose internet. It was something I did. Huh. Let's see. Yeah. I hate non-optical SFPs. They literally heat up. Because this should be... Oh, well, maybe the update borked the driver. That could also be it, too. Let's see what happens. Is that going to give me... Yeah, I don't think that's going to resolve to an IP. Interesting. But anyways, yeah, you would port forward those ports to a static IP address. Right now, this is not working. I think it's something with this update. Damn it. Because I don't have any synergy, and I know this was working prior to this. So, interesting. So the new Windows update broke my 10 gig card. Yeah. That's great. That's just fantastic. Yeah, I think I did update PowerShell manually on this one. I think it's 7.4. Don't quote me on that. All right, let's figure out what is going on with the old device manager here. See if we have a networking device, which networking adapters, there's this 10 gig. Let's update the driver. Let's see if there's anything. Search for, oh no. Don't use Windows Update to update your drivers. I will never trust that, like ever. All right, let's see. I think I got something we can do here. I want to get this 10 gig working again. No, what is my I want to say this is in here. Let's pull up. I want to say it's under images. I think I have a driver pack. We'll use Snappy Driver Installer Tool. I think it's a little bit dated, but let's see if there's an update for it. All right. A more optimal driver. So we just have Xbox 360 driver not installed. Oh, that's what that unknown driver is right here. If you do have the old Xbox 360, because, you know, I'm a big fan of the 360 controller. Call me crazy. But we can just go driver, update driver, browse. If you can actually manually select all this in Windows 11 and Windows 10. And we're going to go wireless receiver because I have an old wireless receiver. For whatever reason, that does not work on Windows 10 or Windows 11, but you can manually force it through, and then your driver, let's say, should work now. Yeah, so you can see that works. For weird, it's a weird bug in Microsoft. It's like they purposely broke it so they want you to buy the $60 controllers they have now. By the way, these old Xbox 360 controllers are like the generic, like you can see, like, oh heck, let's go full screen. Let's see, focus. Focus. Stupid camera. Focus. There we go. You can see there is no Xbox label or anything right there. Because these are like $10. And the batteries are like $3. So you can like deck out on the old 360 controllers and do some PC gaming for relatively easily. You want a good laugh? I just tweeted the result of many years of feeding YouTube. Hikari. Yeah, you know me. I'm terrible at multitasking. Alright, but this did not give me any update to this driver. So, that is telling me... Oh, I hope this doesn't completely break my 10 gig driver. The risks of running it. But, let's see here. We're gonna come back into desktop. And we'll go driver, details, go hardware IDs. Alright. Let's just take this over here. Yeah. Let's grab... We'll do a first of search. It's a weird name. 10 gig. Driver. Alright. And part number. We need... Of course, it's not going to give me a part number. And, oh, dude, they don't even have Windows 10, do they? I don't think they do. Oh, here we go. I was like, man, how the hell do they not have Windows 10? All right. So this is the 10 gig network card. All right, let's see what we get. I hate to just blindly grab a driver here, but we need to do something. Which mouse do I use? I got a bunch of Razer crap right now. I really don't like it. I don't recommend it at all. Right now, a lot of the Razer stuff pops up, and I just refuse to install it because I don't want it just kind of hogging my system. My Asus motherboard actually also pops up for Armory install. I'm like, I don't want any of this garbage. It's just going to slow me down. But now my colors won't match between my mouse and keyboard. Oh well. Morning, Michael. How you doing? All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. Identifying. Let's see if it actually grabs it this time. Nah. Nothing. Well, anyways, we can boot back into Linux and do it. So anyways, yeah, that's how you would forward and get that working. We'll boot into Linux and see what we can do. I know that card works, though. I'm like 100% sure. Like, not 100%, 99% sure it's a Windows 11 update that messed up my 10 gig driver. Disappointing. Yeah, so anyways, that's this portion. I regret updating my Windows 11 this morning as I shut down my card, man. Shut down my network card. But oh well. So be it. Yeah. I don't install the software either. It's been popping up a lot lately, though. I need to dive in and figure out a way to shut all that down. I have a feeling that's like me ripping apart the entire driver, though. All right, we're going to go Linux this time. Oh, what do you do with ports if you have multiple PCs playing the same game? A couple different things. The unsecure method would be just using UPnP, which is Universal Plug and Play, I think, or whatever. UPnP is what it's called on the router. Enable that. Or instead of doing port forwarding to one PC, you could do port triggering, which will open up those ports when it detects a connection. And usually that helps a lot as well. Past that, there's some settings you can do in your router to make sure that NAT's not being too aggressive. You can do what's called conservative NAT mode. A lot of residential routers don't give you that ability, but pfSense does, which is kind of cool. I like pfSense because you can really pick every little thing out, which is nice. Yeah, Windows 7 was nice, I would say. In the beginning. Towards the end there, Windows 7 got real dicey, and Microsoft really did a good job of screwing it up at the end. Pretty much 2017 and past, once those NSA tools got leaked and people were installing ransomware at will on almost all Windows 7 PCs, it became a cobbled mess when it got patched, which was kind of unfortunate. Ah. All right, let's pick a. Yeah, I don't like that picture. Let's switch that. Ooh, what's that? Ah, that's pretty. All right, cool. All right, here is my system. What do we got going on? As far as updates goes, it's been a little bit. Wait a second. Oh, not in Windows. Come on, mine, switch over. Are we grabbing the right one? No. No, we are not. Okay, so it is a hardware issue. I almost guarantee you it's that switch. I know that switch is messing with me. Devil. All right. What do we got here? Let's take this. And just so you guys don't have just dead silence watching this, let's put on some tunes. Oh, that's right. Everything's running through my 10 gig card. All right, I'll just flip all this around. It's fine. And what's that do for me? Did that give me anything? Nope. And I think I saw something. Ah, there we go. All right. Note to self, buy a new network switch. That's annoying. This is Debian, right? I don't even know. Yeah. Regular old Debian. Tried and true. How out of date are we? I'm running SID, so probably break it. I always try and break things on stream. It's just an ongoing gag. Ooh. All right. 1,462 packages to update. Sure. Let's do that. D. I can always tell the people that have watched me forever, like Sean. When I first started doing Linux, because I've never really talked to anybody about Linux. I've always just done it from IT professional stuff, like setting up servers and things like that. So I never really used a GUI or anything with it. So when I made my first couple videos, I called Debian Debian, and everybody was rolling, man. You should have seen the YouTube comments section. I got skewered. It's hilarious. Linux. Oh, who was that? Mr. Who's the Boss did Linux. Yes. I was like, oh man. Thanks for the super chat. If you were to install something in not C and then reinstall Windows on C, will my app still work? Or will the reference be removed from Windows? Depends on the app. If there's registry entries, yes, it will be removed, and no, it will not work. However, most things don't interact with the registry anymore. So like BattleNet games, you can just literally point it to that new folder and go. Almost every Steam library, same thing. When I boot back into Windows, I'll show that for you. But a great, great thing. GSN, yeah, going well, man. Going well. I thought, hey, let's do a YouTube stream. It's been forever since I've been on here. And I wanted to check out the new RC1 of OBS with YouTube. I gotta say, I kind of like it. It makes it almost as easy to stream on YouTube as Twitch now. I still gotta like redo. I brought back some old GUI elements like this, which I'm still working on, but they did integrate chat finally, so I can actually put chat up on the stream without like doing a whole bunch of craziness. And then I also just can look at chat in OBS now. So 27.1 RC1. Awesome. Awesome for YouTube streaming. Loving it. So much better. What setup are you running right now? Let's see here. Let's just grab another one. Oh, you know what? I think I have a bug here, which I think. Let's just pull up console real fast. I'll just do a Neo fetch. Does this show everything that you want to know? It's a Ryzen 5 5600, which, oops, nope. That's not the hotkey for that. Why did I make that hotkey? Was it? Ah, there we go. Yeah, let's go big. Go big or go home. Oh, wait. We're in chat. There we go. And I got to work on my super chats on this main screen. Oh, well. Oh, look, it's Titus compiling an open source NVIDIA driver. Let's go. There is no such thing as an open source video driver. Wish I was. But that should give you kind of what I'm dealing with. Not a amazing system, but more of a middle of the road system. I didn't want to get like a crazy, spend a ton of money on a really powerful system just because I don't think I would really utilize it too much, except for maybe some of my building, which would be nice. Yeah, Don. I saw London kind of going off the deep end. That's unfortunate, but yeah, it'll be fine. I haven't been paying attention lately though, so there might be more going on there. But you know, everybody being in the public eye can kind of suck sometimes, so I could totally see that. He'll come back to reality if he's drifted off. I was pulling this up for something. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. This is why you shouldn't live stream in the morning when you're a night person. But yeah, can't remember. Oh, wait. No, it's gone. It's gone. It's done. How are we doing on our updates? Yeah, we're doing good. Doing good. I love Debian Sid. I've been running that for a long time now. Actually, back in 2019, I ran it for almost 6 months. It always ends up being the one that I usually just can stick on for a long time. Linux Mint also gets a notable nod. I was on it for a long time as well. And I forget why I switched. And then I think something happened. I think I tried out Arch on like a live stream or something. And then I was like, oh, screw it. I'll just put Debian Sid back on. Can it play Doom? Oh yeah, I thought about trolling everybody with Windows 11 video saying Windows 11 can run on any system forever, and then doing like a virtualized setup to where you have like a root level hypervisor, and then you just emulate TPM and all the things that Windows 11 wants to see, because Windows 11 is gonna need to run on servers, so you can totally do a base level hypervisor, install Windows 11 on top of a 5 or 6 year old machine and still run Windows 11 no matter what Microsoft does, because they can't shut off virtualization, because that's going to break their whole business model. And that's one workaround, but future video possibly. I don't know, that might be a little too complex for YouTube. But I mean, it'd be a fun one to do anyways. I guess you could do it easy. You could do like an Unraid setup. Hell, I think Linus did a video on Unraid. Oh, yeah. I remember what I was doing with that. As I shut up for a second, I wanted to fill some of the dead void with some music. That's right. Yeah. So it's not just me blabbing. That's no fun. Windows 11 is... It feels like Windows 8. I think it's just misunderstood. But we'll see what happens with it. Hey, we got a new NVIDIA driver. Check it out. NVIDIA driver. Yay. I should have probably checked to see what that is. I think it was 550 that we're on now. Yeah, well. We'll come back to it. There's no such thing as too complex for YouTube. It depends. If you can't fit it in 30 minutes on a YouTube video, you can't. There's certain things just aren't suited for YouTube. Right now, I would say. But it depends on there's a lot you can fit in. There's very few things that are just, nope. A good example would be like Linux from scratch. Linux from scratch would take at least an hour, and it would be to such a niche audience that you would spend weeks working on that one video to probably 1,000 views. That isn't suitable for YouTube. That's probably a good example of something too complex for YouTube. Have you looked into BetterFS? I'm pretty sure, I think this is BetterFS right here. Let's see. I can tell you. I think. Let's go LSFS. Or BLKID should show it. Here, I'll go full screen. BLKID. Is this, let's come back a little bit, right? Yeah, come back a little bit more. What did I have here? We got Windows. And I can never remember which one I formatted. Where is it? I want to say it's in here, right? LVM, EXT. Oh, crap. Okay. I don't even think I did. I think I did EXT4 on this install. Sad face. Alright, well, good to know. Usually I do BetterFS, but I love BetterFS. I actually did an entire guide on christitus.com. You want to check that out if you're into BetterFS. And there's actually a Windows guide out there for BetterFS as well, where you can install, instead of using NTFS, you can use BetterFS. This kind of walks you through like all the basic commands and everything of BetterFS, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a neat thing. All right, how's our update going? 50%. We're getting there. Does Valorant run on Linux? No, it does not. Glad you asked. Nope, the games have not been played already. I take forever to get there. Is Better FS better than NTFS? Absolutely. 100%. Typing speed, probably 80. Nothing really to write home about. I'm not like a speed typer or anything, but I type fast enough. H-top win? Yeah, here. Boom. Is Linux worth moving to for daily use? Depends. Depends on you. You tired of Windows? You want to try something new? Then Linux might be for you. Love Windows? Stay on Windows. Can you get games with EAC working on Linux? Not yet. Hopefully the Steam Deck fixes that before it launches. Otherwise, that's going to be a sad launch. How to install AMD NVIDIA GPU drivers properly in any Linux distro. AMD is really easy because you don't have any drivers to install. You just run on the kernel that you need. If you're on like the bleeding edge, like the 6000 series, you need to be, I think, on Linux kernel 5.10 or above. But that's it. AMD's super easy. I wish I had an AMD. I would kill to get my hands on a 6000 series AMD driver. But alas, I don't do hardware reviews on my channel, so AMD just does not care about me. So, come on, AMD. I'll shill for you. Send me a 6000 series GPU. But, yeah, I guess they don't even need to. AMD's just a lot better for gaming in general in Linux compared to NVIDIA, in my opinion. Yeah, EAC, that's a common misconception, is EAC is actually native to Linux. It can run natively on Linux and has in like 7 days to die is a good example. But almost everything going through an emulator like Wine or Proton, EAC doesn't know what to do with that emulation, or I shouldn't say emulation, doesn't know what to do with that compatibility layer to make it compatible. And that's the big gotcha with all this. That's the thing that's taken years to develop, and everyone just keeps saying, soon. And I'm like, it's exhausting, but hey. Have you tried FSR on Linux? What's FSR? FSR, that's a... Let me pull up my stream library. That's a good question. Oh, oops. I'm updating. My bad. Here. Oh, okay. We're updating the 470 from 460, apparently. This is going to be interesting. This is the SID branch. So this is the bleeding edge of Debian. Debian systems. Just feel like gambling a bunch today. We did a gamble on the dev build of Windows 11, which kind of blew up in my face because now my network driver doesn't... Oh no, I bet my network driver does work, because I had to switch out the ports on my Switch. So I think we could actually do Windows 11 gaming after this. Oh, the AMD... No, I don't have an AMD card. I sold all my AMD cards. I don't have... Because in this one, the stream PC, it's a NVIDIA... I want to say 1060? Or no, something like that. It's the 10 series, but it's the one with NVENC 2. And then this one that we're on right now is a 2060 NVIDIA as well. Oh, inside I have a Vega 64 that's pretty awesome. That's a Sapphire Nitro Plus Vega 64. I should bring that one out here. So I really don't like the NVIDIA card out here. Future video. All right, let's reboot. Hopefully this comes back up. Moment of truth. Here we go, guys. Well. Did you see the latest Windows 11 beta and alpha update broke the file explorer? I just installed that, and I don't think I pulled up the file explorer. That'll be interesting. We'll try that afterwards. I'd love to see a broken file explorer. Broken things are awesome. What Elgato do you use? I use the Stream something? What is it? Ah. Yeah. Camlink Pro. I had to look it up. It's the one with the 4 HDMI ins. It's only like $300, which is great. The Mage Wheel I was using was only 2 ports and was like $500. So it's pretty awesome. I also switched out all my lights to the Elgato lights. That's another big reason. And I got the Elgato Steam Deck too, so there's that. Whoa, all right. Seems almost, all right. Let's pull up Steam. We gotta update the old Steam runtime environment. Wow, okay, well, let's try some FSR. Yeah, why not? I know the audio quality is not great right now, Michael. Mainly just because I've been using the shotgun mic. But I did install the new... What was that? Oh, yeah. The Art voice channel you recommended. So I did get the Art voice channel installed. Alright. Let's do some Cyberpunk. And we'll grab... Pull up this. No, block it. I don't like sending anything in. So weird. So FSR, FSR Cyberpunk. Let's see what, because I just did a video today on Cyberpunk. Is added supported by NVIDIA as well. But apparently it's some kind of... no, that's not what I wanted. But apparently it's going to give about the same image quality, but also fix a lot of stuff as far as the latency and FPS. It's Fidelity FX Super Resolution is what FSR is. Burrow Tech video, 3 minutes long. On Linux. Let's try FSR on NVIDIA then. All right, I'm gonna pause our background music again. Come back over here. Let's do some Cyberpunk. See what we get. All right, works on all games on Linux. I think I have Proton GE already. Pretty sure. It'd be very rare for me to have a system up for a month and not have that going. Is this download? What's going on? Okay, here we go. Ready to launch. Okay, launch. What did I miss here? I think I clicked it. Feel like hitting skip, but maybe I should have just waited for view updates. Oh, no, that's old. I've already updated.
Shenanigans.
Forgot I had that. Thanks for joining CTT members, Darius. Scared the hell out of me. Holy crap. All right. Library. Let's go back. Huh. Back. Huh. All right. That was odd. Let's try and launch it again. Sometimes I think there's a launcher. Maybe it got hidden from me. Let's see what happens. Oh, I think it's going to work. Shouldn't have updated my system. Moral of the story, don't update your system live on a live stream. But where's the fun in just not? It looks like just a black triangle. We are on a bunch of beta drivers. Let's close that out. What the hell? Yeah, let's terminate it. Let's see, what am I doing here? Compatibility, let's just force GE tool. Let's go glorious egg roll to the rescue. Let's see what happens now. Oh, okay. Launcher skip and launch options. Good one, R3. That's 2 hyphens, isn't it? All right. 2 hyphens instead of 1. All right. Yeah, just switching to glorious egg roll. Always use glorious egg roll. Although, where's my mouse? My mouse is broken. All right, we're gonna close this real fast. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Launcher skip, let's do that. Launcher skip. Yeah, that should get me going. All right, we should be on the latest glorious egg roll with launcher skip. So this should get us where we want to be this time around. Oh, I need 6.13 for FSR. Ah, crap. All right. Let's do that. Well, let's see if it loads this time around. Or we just get a black screen, one of the two. That's doing a whole lot of something. All right, here's going to be the before baseline. I'm trying to remember if I had copyright music off. Screw it, it's fine. Whatever. Let's do it. You need the latest Proton GE wine full screen. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. I got that going.
Hey, everyone. Feels great to have you back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City? Called Kujira, or the Whale. Apparently, the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters. Afraid some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific research. But honestly,
so in today's video, that was prior to the update I just ran. So we are running on a new NVIDIA driver and some newer, I think a newer Mesa got installed as well. So I want to say the average FPS was around 35. So once we get into game, let's look at that FPS, see if that's impacted by this update, and then see where we end up. All right, here we go. This is Debian. You know what? Okay, 30. Yeah, it's about what it was. Nothing too great. Mid-30s. All right. Now let's go ahead. That gives us just a good baseline. Now let's go ahead, grab the latest Glorious Egg Roll, which I think I have a little update script for this. Let's just do an ls. Do I have it in here? Maybe it's under dot fig, maybe? Oh man, I can't remember what I do with that. Maybe it's under local. Local bin, maybe? No, it's just some of my Ansible playbook stuff. Let's grab the latest glorious. Yeah, this would be a good example of grabbing the latest and greatest. I think someone made a comment today about they wish they had a one button update for Glorious Egg Roll. We can make that right now. Glorious Egg Roll script, GitHub, sure. G custom. I don't think Glorious Egg Rolls instituted a one click install. It would be cool if he did, but I think it's all manual still. Somebody else did it though. Let's see here. I did a video about it. I think it was Flubberding. That sounds right. Yeah, we just pulled into Cyberpunk just to see what we got. Here we go. Update fast. 3 months ago. C Proton. The full script. This should do it. What's this one do? Oh, okay. Let's grab the update fast PGE script. We'll just get the raw file here, copy this, and then we're going to just make it to where I can just pull up prompt to update this anytime I want. Come into bin, and then we're just going to do a wget, pull this in, and is that executable? It is not. Let's just go chmod, make that executable. I'm going to rename that too. Let's just rename that update PG to update ge.sh. And then let's just relaunch. And now from anywhere, we should be able to just go update ge. Actually, update ge.sh. Oh, well. Then update. Did I not? Oh, don't know if this is in my path or not. Oh well. All right. Let's go ahead. Failed writing body. Okay, well. Do I have gzip? Maybe gzip's. I thought I had something. Yeah, it's already installed. All right, maybe that script's no good. Let's just download random scripts off GitHub, guys, and run them. It'll be fun. Oh. Whatevs. I've actually used this script. I even made a video about it like a couple, I want to say last year. Could be wrong there. All right, let's grab this and do a listing. Let's remove update. Yes. Move C Proton to update ge.sh. Make it executable. And now we should just be able to do. Yes. Maybe, you know what? I think that writing body, the other one did work. but I think it just did it so quickly, I didn't realize it worked. I'm just going to go ahead and say that was what happened. Proton up. Oh, well, look at that. Chat's like, just use Proton up. That's awesome. I'm terrible at reading chat. Fail as a streamer. My livelihood required me to be streaming all day. We'd be in trouble. I'd be in trouble. Alright, console. Alright, pip install Proton up. Okay. Proton up. Oh, okay. Dot local, which is not in path. Oh, okay. I need to fix that. I need to fix my path directory. Well, that tells me a lot, doesn't it? And let's just cd. Do I have CSHRC? Is there a path in here? I think I had a path. It might be in my aliases file. I just want to add this real fast before I forget. I don't think path. No path. All right. Let's go ZSH and alias RC probably, right? Path. Still no path. Well, let's just add that, right? Export path equals path. Oh, crap. What is the syntax here? You guys tell me if I screw this up. Oh, that's not working, right? Path. Local bin. I feel like that's wrong. I think it should be this. Well, ZSH calls this file, so I guess I could do it right here too. Colon. Thank you. Colon. Ah, okay. Well, there we go. And we'll replace that with colon, not semicolon. And then insert there. All right. Brennan, I think I'm going to use your syntax. That's far better than anything I was doing. I like that syntax best. Yes. Yes, sir. Much better. Is it just path? I don't even need export or anything? I thought you'd need to do that, otherwise it just overwrites the whole path. Yeah, I changed the semicolon to a colon. Yeah, I thought so. All right, cool. And come back to here. Restart Steam, yes, please. And we'll go ahead and source that file. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to change that a bit. I agree with probably putting that right in ZSH. I guess I could just source ZSH. Oops. There we go. And now we can do Proton up. Boom. All right, cool. Proton up. Pip install Proton up, and then you just type Proton up after you fix your path, which you probably already have in your path. If you're using Ubuntu, I think it does it by default. So now that we have that, we can come into here. Let's change our force compatibility to 6.16. We're going to change that launch option, which I forgot to write down. If someone wants to type in chat, or I can just go what is it? Fusion FSP line. Oh, well, no. Nope. FSP line Linux. A little too much there. Or was it? Oh, TKG would be good. So would LinkedIn. However, I'm using an NVIDIA driver. Using custom kernels and NVIDIA kind of sucks. If I was using an AMD graphics card, I totally would do it, though. Oh, FSR. FSP. Ah. All right, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Blah. Ah, there it is. That's what I need. Right there. Let's come back into here. And we're going to just add that variable that gets set before the launch time. And now let's see what it looks like when we launch into game. Here we go. So we're looking for something above probably like a 34, 35 FPS as I walk forward. Let's see if this makes any difference. Yeah, I'm terrible at reading chats. I apologize. No, actually, I would say there's a disadvantage to using NVIDIA because it requires you to use a lot of modules, custom modules, to get your NVIDIA driver working. So not the best. All right, here we go. All right, I got it. Lower game resolution. Let's go settings and graphics. What do we have for our game res? Ray tracing's off. No DLS. What about this right here? The dynamic. I think that's what we want, right? What's the difference between static and dynamic? Nope. Okay. Everybody says keep it off. Video. You guys say take down the resolution? It's only 1080p. All right. 720p, here we come. I feel like I'm gonna get a copyright strike for this. This feels like copyright music to me. All right, here we go.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira or the Whale? Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters.
All right, here we go.
Some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific research.
Seemed to load a lot quicker. Holy balls, okay. Uh-oh. Oh, a little bit of a lag there. Oh, no. Alright. Interesting. I mean, the FPS counter, look at that. 60. I want this car. Sorry, bud. Can I take the car? Yeah. There we go. Excuse me. That is double the FPS. More than double. Look at that. $70 FPS. Let's get to just driving around in circles right now, but I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh no. Entering a new area. That was not good. The FPS though, like, that is solid FPS. All we did was just add that one thing, downscale it to 720. But it makes me wonder what happens if I come into settings again. Probably just want to cap that at what? Oh, wow. Okay, nope. We don't want to cap our FPS. That was weird, though. It did desync a little bit. Maybe we cap it at 60. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it could be Cyberpunk, too. But yeah, when I entered that news station, it just, like, had a fit. This is only a 2060. There it goes. Alright. So, there's that. It was around this area where it just completely bogged down. Hey, how's it going, Sparky? Yeah. Huh. Interesting, and I lost control of my mouse, too. It's disappeared on me. It's gone rogue. Somewhere. It might be something with my synergy, though. Coming back to windowed borderless, so I'm putting it back. I really just don't like it. Mainly because... Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. All right. What'd that do for me? Yeah, it's... Alright. Now... Yeah, okay. Back to this. I mean... I know a lot of people are touting FSR, but... I mean... It's not terrible, I guess? I mean, I would prefer the lesser FPS, actually. Let me go back. Maybe that stutter was the FSR. Because I wasn't running into any stuttering. It was smooth before, even with the lesser frame rate. FPS has actually climbed a bit, too. A little bit of a stutter there. Not bad, though. Yeah, I mean, it's not... I mean, it almost seems like it's running smoother. So this is about where we started. And I mean, I'm getting higher FPS for sure, no doubt. Almost equivalent to what I was getting in Windows with the new Proton. Let's reload. Let's load game. Let's start from checkpoint again, and I'm curious to see. What is this? Where'd this go? Where'd my mouse go? Alright. Oops. Wrong. Alright, here we go. Confirm. Yeah, CPU utilization's almost nothing. FSR is neat, and honestly, if I was playing this game like crazy, probably doing 720p with FSR would not be too bad. But coming down to 720p, I still notice a massive difference between visual quality. I don't know if you guys can pick it up on stream because of compression and stuff, but I notice a big difference. I don't think I have game mode installed. We can check it out, though. I think all the RTX exclusive features work in Linux. I think you can do ray tracing and stuff. Obviously, in this game, without ray tracing, I'm getting like 40 FPS. So with ray tracing would be not a fun experience. Yeah, let's turn off motion blur for sure. I agree with you there. I do not have DLSS on either. GPU utilization is crazy. All right, here we go. Yeah, about the same. Okay. If we pull it back, go settings, come back into graphics here. See, it's on ultra for a quick preset, but it makes me wonder, what about this dynamic? I want to try the dynamic. Let's see what happens with that. That would be interesting. Let's also take out some of this crap, like mirror quality. And do I have motion blur on? I didn't even look. Yeah, look at that. Motion blur. Take that off. Lens flare. This isn't Michael Bay film. Let's take that off. Depth of field. Okay, all that's good. I'm just removing the annoying stuff right now. And then just trying Fidelity FX. Alright, let's see how that does. Pick up a couple FPS on that. Maybe not. All within the margin. I mean, it still runs clean, though. Very solid frame times. Not bad. All right. DLS. Let's try that. See what happens to it. I imagine that's going to completely take a crap on it, but I don't know. Okay, so with dynamic on, you can't do anything with DLSS. Let's come down to DLSS again. Is that my mouse? My mouse has disappeared. I don't know what's happened with that. And No DLSS. It says. Not having it. Alright. Well then. Oh, disable aliasing. Okay. Maybe that was it. Alright, let's try that. Let's try that. Because there was some stuttering, and that tells me either I needed VSync on, like with a capped frame rate of 60, or something else. I'll try a custom resolution with FSR. 900p. Yeah, let's go 900p with this. Probably like a 1600 by 900, upscaled to 1080. 720 just looked like garbage. It just looked like smeared garbage to me. So I couldn't play on 720. Yeah, I think just 900p would be a good happy medium. Yeah, GOG. Actually, in today's video, that Diablo 1 was from GOG. It implements great with Lutris. So, highly recommend it. All right, let's take a peek at our options menu. And let's see, let's go graphics. So DLSS is not working right now. It could be because of that option that I put in there for FSR, but I'm not on an AMD card. So maybe DLSS is the route we go. But before we do that, since we're already here, let's go ahead, take this to full screen, and we're gonna go to 900p and apply that. And then, was anti-aliasing on? I think someone said to turn that off. Make sure we got anti-aliasing properly done. I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, I got the flag enabled. All right, let's go max FPS. We'll just turn F-Sync off. Let's go 60 for the max. No point in going over 60. All right, let's go. Yeah, I can turn the music off. Yeah, the music's a little bit out there.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira or the Whale? Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters. Afraid some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific research. But honestly, it's quite the move.
Anastrophe. That's weird they changed it to that,
Maybe
but hey.
Myers will fly a Rust Bucket B-17 Flying Fortress over Arasaka HQ. Oh, man, that is insensitive. I am so sorry. Where are my manners? President Myers. I mean, of course. Gotta respect the office. Anywho.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a... Like, that does not seem right to me, but hey. It's been a while since I've played modern games. Past the basics like Warzone and stuff. It's kind of funny, when I was playing this on Windows, I was actually pulling that from my NAS through the network, so. Let's see what happens here. Oh, thanks for watching it, Dark Ranger. I enjoy these. I love seeing the differences between the two. They both have their own charms. All right. 900p. That is very close. Wait. Ah. Big stutter. Still looks pretty good, though. For 900p, that's definitely a lot better than 720p. Got a pretty good uptick, but anytime I'm doing that full screen, it's stuttering bad. Just moving around. I'd rather be at 30 FPS and have consistent frame rates, and not that giant, like, lockup almost. Maybe that, nah, there it is again. You can see it in that frame time in the graph in the upper left, too. That's not a solution. That is, that's hot garbage. All right. That's no good. I think what I'll do now is take that flag off altogether. Let's take FSR. This is an NVIDIA card. I'm sure on AMD that would probably work a lot better, but alas, here we are. Let's just stop that. Oh, it's a cyberpunk. I don't think so, man. Let's pull it up. I think this time I'm gonna try DLSS and just take all that off and do borderless full screen at 1080p and see what happens. If I could get 40, 50 FPS, I'd be pretty happy with that result. Oh, I didn't even see that, Sparky, so that was some artifacting going on. Oh, DLSS won't work anyways. Let's see. Let's give it a shot, and then we'll call it a day on this experiment on Linux. 2060 with the 5600X is what we're running. All right, let's go settings, video. We go borderless, and just put this back to 1080. Apply that. Let's come back to graphics. It's DLS. You still can't do DLSS. That's just unfortunate. All right, well, let's just continue. Get a baseline. If it's still in the mid 30s, so be it. Probably will be, but we did turn motion blur and some stuff off. And then let's just come into Windows and see what it is like. I did this on the video today, but it's probably the best comparison I can do right now.
Docked in Night City, called Kujira, or the Whale. Apparently the Corp figured
yeah,
out
Proton Up
in
is what we
Japanese
used,
waters.
Elena,
Afraid
earlier.
some local fishermen
It works
might
really well. Works really well.
harpoon it for scientific research. But honestly, it's quite the power move. Wonder what Militech will respond with. Maybe Myers will fly a Rust Bucket B-17 Flying Fortress over Arasaka HQ. Oh, man, that is insensitive. I am so sorry. Where are my manners? President Myers. I mean, of course. Gotta respect the office.
All right.
Anywho.
Yeah, I think Glorious Egg Roll runs Fedora, so. Yeah, I'm on NVIDIA right now. I don't think DLSS works in Linux. At least not here. We'll boot into Windows and see if we run into the same problem. All right. Borderless. So even though we're getting a lot less FPS, nah, there it was. Never mind. Meh. Let's just do a full circle here. Gonna run a marathon in this game. 40 FPS, that's not bad. We might have just had a hiccup at the start there. That's not too bad. Playable. There's another hiccup. Alright. So that is a full circle. Couple little glitches. Alright, let's just quit out. Let's just quit all of that. And we'll quit that. Let's reboot. I'm going to just try it on Windows. See what it looks like. And see if that DLSS is even available in Windows. Yeah, it's an NVMe, so it's definitely not storage. And I would say on Windows, it's not really a one-to-one comparison because I'm going to be pulling it from an iSCSI network drive. I don't even install games on my Windows box. I did a video on how I install, because I got like, I don't know, 100 and something terabytes of storage. I know, it's ridiculous. But I don't even like installing it on the actual machine. That way, if I ever blow out Windows or I do something and I can just reload it, I don't really care. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Very interesting, though. Very interesting. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And all this is to be expected. You know, the whole point of today's video with like the Windows versus Linux gaming is just to say, hey, it's pretty good. It's just not really the same. It's not one-to-one. A lot of people are making it like performance is like double FPS than Windows. If that's the case for you, I'm not saying that's not. It's probably the fact that Windows is so bogged down and bloated that it's just not working right. And that is more, it speaks more to a positive of Linux that, hey, you just don't have as much bloat and other things. But as far as two optimized gaming boxes, you know what you're doing in both systems and both systems are running clean. Windows will probably always come out ahead because everything's designed for Windows. And that's really the point I was kind of getting across in this video. If you want to game on Linux, though, it is doable. But let's see. Let's see how this goes. One, I got to make sure I got that 10 gig card back because I cannot game if that 10 gig card's still down. Yeah, we'll see though. Let's just see here. We'll go desktop. Oh, we're signing in. All right, IP config. Yeah. That card's back. So we got .10. And what I am doing here, guys, I guess my wallpaper, did that not load? Yeah, let's just launch it that way. Yeah, there we go. Right here is where I have all of my Steam library and all of my games. So this actually pipes through to my Synology box back there. Did a video about that. So I can just load up games. Right now I have 5 terabytes allocated to this, but I could push this up to 20 or 30 or even 50 terabytes at a moment's notice and modify my game drive. And most people are like, what the hell? Why would you, one, need that much storage? Just because, well, I'm installing a whole bunch of games, but also doing video and other things that require a lot of space. But when you get into 10 gig connections with the network, a lot of that, you really don't lose too much coming from like a regular solid state system. It'll load almost as fast. Very, very little is lost because that network transmission speed is quite high, which is nice. Really, the limitations are the spinning platters that are in that system. It'll perform about the same though. All right, what do we got here? Close all windows, and now let's launch into Cyberpunk. Yeah, so I think right now I have 100 terabytes right now allocated to just video storage. Windows 11 will be fully released October 5th, I think it is. All right, let's play some Cyberpunk on Windows, see what we get. No, I don't really use anything past what a normal person would use. 5600X, so a $200 processor, I think. Still a nice processor. I remember I had to wait in line outside of Micro Center to get it. Sadly, I do not get any samples from vendors. Most vendors don't even know I exist. Because most of my videos are all software based. A couple hardware videos here and there, but not many. Not many. So I won't get hardware samples or anything like that. So I'm just like you guys as far as the hardware goes. Alright, disable copyright music. Let's go graphics. Let's take this to low. And where's motion blur? That's the one I hate the most. Auto. Oh, that's cool. Let's just do auto for DLSS. And so I was not able to do any of that. Oh, here we go. No lens flare, no motion blur. Field of view. Let's go 90. And now, those are just some basic settings. Let's continue that.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back.
Gotta love the marketing behind Windows 10, Sparky. It'll be the last version of Windows until the next time. It works every time, 50% of the time.
Afraid some local fishermen might poon it for scientific research.
Yeah. So we were getting upper 30s, I think, on this. About 30s, but we were getting stuttering. Let's see if we get the stuttering now. Even with this being on iSCSI. It's kind of funny, on iSCSI, this is working off my Synology box. It loaded faster. Which is kind of crazy. Holy balls. This FPS. 90 FPS. Alright, here we go. Doing the full round. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah. Like, I usually would cap my FPS at 60 because this is a 60 hertz monitor. And, yeah, no stutters. Everything's perfect. Eh. Alright. Yeah, no stutters. Everything worked great right around. We're back to where we began. Pretty much 90 FPS the entire time. That's DLSS. DLSS with this. Wow. Like, it's standing still. It's almost 100 FPS right there. I mean, there's no comparison. That's wild. I mean, that's really cool. But man, that is a massive difference. Holy crap. Yeah, and this is an NVIDIA card. I want to reiterate that. If I had an AMD card, I'm sure FSR would do a better showing. But between the 2060 NVIDIA on Windows with DLSS, yeah, there's no competition there. They was buttery smooth, 90 to 100 FPS. Honestly, that FPS I'd cap at 60. Anything over 60 just doesn't matter. Unless you have a gaming monitor running at 144 hertz, that would change things. But almost all my monitors, actually all my monitors are 60 except for inside. I have a 144 hertz monitor in there. So big difference for sure. But yes, Windows in Cyberpunk realm, yeah, that was not a versus at all, actually. Not with a 2060. Maybe with an AMD, we could draw some parallels. I think if I had a good 6000 series AMD card, we could have put up a little more of a fight between the two. But with a 2060, no, man, that was a night and day difference. No, the graphics settings, all I did was change motion blur and mirror quality, and then also lens flare. I turned off motion blur, lens flare, and then just enabled DLSS and said auto. And that was it. VR work in Linux. It depends on the VR. Oculus originally was Linux compatible, and then Facebook took it over and completely removed all compatibility. So that was a bit of a bummer when that transpired. But hey, here we are. Yeah, I ran Cyberpunk in 1, and it ran okay. Not nearly as good as the DLSS Windows counterpart. I will say when I didn't have DLSS on though, it was very close. It was a lot closer than what we saw right here. But as soon as I did DLSS, it blew it out of the water. So yeah, Cushy says DLSS is coming to Linux this month. I think Steam is waiting to release the Steam Deck, not because it's not ready, but I think they're waiting for a couple other things to get in line. Easy anti-cheat, DLSS, as we saw in this video, you need DLSS in your life if you got an older card like mine. That's an NVIDIA. Just no debating that. And that's it. No, I do not ride a motorcycle. I have an old 8-year-old SUV I drive. And I'm going to drive that sucker until the wheels fall off. There's nothing better than a paid-off vehicle. So, yeah. Have you ever gamed on server CPUs? Yeah. Xeons are all right. The power efficiency, though, is you're going to spend a crap ton of money. Let's say you got like I think I have a 32-core Xeon server. And I want to say, I didn't really notice too much difference, honestly, when you tossed a regular card in it from just a regular residential CPU, because most of the bottlenecks don't happen at the CPU level. They happen at the GPU level, especially in modern games. And yeah, I mean, I would have spent $100 a month just running that beast of a system. And then the noise, I would have to switch out all the fans. I mean, it's doable, but there's no reason to do it, is what I'm saying. Fun, though. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Ooh, yeah. I'd love to get Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but I haven't. I want to get an AMD CPU for in here. I could swap my Vega 64 inside with this one. And the Vega 64, as much as people crapped on it, I really have enjoyed that CPU. It works great in Linux, too. Let me pull up here. I have not even looked at live in a little bit. Here we go. So let me pull up chat a bit. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I've always loved the Vega 64. If you're a Linux gamer, the Vega 64 has been a beast of a card. I've loved it. It has worked fabulous for, gosh, I guess it's going on almost 4 years now. Close. I want to say, about 3 years, I want to say I've had mine. No, it's been about 4, actually. I think it was 2017 when I bought it. So never mind. It has been about 4 years. That's wild. Still holds up nice. How's it going, Me TV? Love from India. Well, hello, man. Ooh, 128 gigs of DDR4. Crap, Sparky, that's crazy. Yeah, the VMs would be nice. As long as you got like a Threadripper or something with enough cores and PCI Express lanes. That's where a lot of people screw up when they do like PCI pass-through, or they start doing a lot of virtualization, is they try to do it like on a residential board or a really old motherboard that's like $50. And And I'm like, dude, you got like maybe 12 PCI or like 40 PCI lanes nowadays. It's definitely more, but the PCI lanes just do not keep up with like what you see in a server board. Best settings on OBS Studio for streaming. I don't know. I mean, this is the first time I've touched OBS. How's it look? I think I'm only running 4,500 on the bit rate, and I think it's just a CBR setting. I probably should adjust it more, but I was like, good enough. Let's roll with it. Oh man, the 5950X would be, well, that would be a choice if I could get my hands on that. Yeah, I tried the Glorious Egg Roll with FSR with a 2060. John, it did not go well. Not well at all. So, that's a sad face. Thunderbolt 3 eGPUs. Yeah, I think the eGPUs would work, but the cost analysis to doing an eGPU is kind of insane. I guess if you have a mobile laptop on the go and you just have a Thunderbolt port, that could work okay. Or maybe a modded Mac Mini. That's another eGPU use case, but there's few and far between the use cases of the eGPU market. I'm not a big fan. DLSS does not work on Linux as of today. And I had up-to-date kernels, up-to-date drivers. I even had, I think it was the new NVIDIA driver that just released this past week, and that worked out great. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, typically on this stream, I just unlist it afterwards. It just doesn't make it into the uploads, as it kind of gunks up your feed. And then usually I just toss it in the members section. So all CTT members get all the past, anything I've had, even videos I've delisted or taken off. Usually I just toss them in the members section. So there's like, I don't know, 200 videos or something crazy there. Because I just throw everything there, so it just doesn't make it into YouTube's algorithm. NVIDIA 470 drivers have a memory leak with DX12 games. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm on the 470. That's what I just upgraded today, so that might be what was causing that stuttering, actually. Because, you know, I wasn't getting that stuttering beforehand, and with the memory leak on the Cyberpunk, that could have caused that those problems. I could see that. When will Microsoft stop collecting telemetry? Probably never. I mean, you can descale it down. I mean, put it to a basic or even a security setting or enterprise setting. But, I mean, it's always going to be there. Telemetry itself is not inherently evil. It's just the amount that is done by default on Windows that's bad. So taking it down to more of a basic setting, it's really not as bad as many make it out to be. You just need to tweak it. Use O&O shut up. It's not too big of a deal. I haven't done anything with the Quattro chips, so I couldn't really speak to that as far as whether they work on Linux. I do need to make a video about telemetry coming up, but I want to show the performance between the two, because some Microsoft telemetry is real egregious, like the basic standard telemetry. I don't really care about the reporting that's going on with the telemetry. It's actually the exact opposite. I care about the performance. The only reason I care about telemetry is if it messes with me while I'm using my computer. And when I first did Windows 10 back in 2015, I remember I was sitting there, and then all of a sudden my computer just started churning, and I could feel it in the system. And I was like, okay, what the hell? And I just immediately, pulled up a task manager, and I was like, what is going on? And then immediately, boom, right at the top, telemetry was there. And then as soon as I started kind of using the system a little more, telemetry shut off. And I was like, what is this? And that's really what Microsoft needs to get a better handle on. There's no reason for telemetry to be as aggressive and I shouldn't notice it. That's the thing. That's the thing about telemetry. No matter who's doing it, every big company does telemetry, but it's about not knowing it's there and it just doing it silently in the background without people noticing. The fact that I was using it and I could visibly see the performance difference was a big issue. And that's why a lot of times my debloat scripts, it just changes it to a more basic level that won't do that, which is good. Ever tried Wayland for gaming? I think so. I just really like Xorg. Eventually, Wayland will probably take over, but they've been saying that for like 10 years, so we'll see. Yeah, Chris, but in today's day and age, everything has telemetry. Almost everything, I should say. I agree with you, though. It would be nice. Go back. Hello from Sweden. Well, thanks, Henrik. You have a beautiful country. I actually visited Sweden a long time ago. About an hour north of Gothenburg. Oh, my recovery was real good. Really back into shape. I've been working and using the gym on the other side of the door right there. I've been doing all right, man. I haven't hit it every single day, but I've gotten out there. For the first 2 weeks, it was every single day, and now it's about 2-3 times a week. Probably not gonna make it today. Today I really needed to do a whole bunch of other stuff, and I was like, nah, forget it. I'm just gonna stream, talk to folks on YouTube. It's been a while, and I thought, hey, jump on here, talk to folks, and then afterwards, me and the wife will probably go get some drinks and chat. It's kind of what I do on Fridays. Which Linux distribution do you recommend for productivity? Linux Mint. Linux Mint's really good for just tried and true, stable, very, very, I would say familiar to a Windows user, to where everything you can kind of just figure out without having to look up everything. So that's a very stable Linux distro. And honestly, even if you don't want to update it for like 5 years, that's fine. Which is great. Yeah. Linux Mint or Pop OS. Yeah. Pop OS is a little different for folks, but it's just as good. I love Pop. A lot of people are saying Zorin. I know Zorin just did I think it was Zorin 16. I've seen I think Tech Hut did a video on it. A whole bunch of Linux YouTubers did. I didn't cover it. But I heard really good things. Any managed ZFS running through WSL2? I have not, Beer. I would love to see that, though. Yeah, as far as collabs go, I've been trying to put together something, and I'll probably touch on a lot of the people that I've worked with in the past, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Eventually, I'll do a big collab. You'll probably see a whole bunch of people in there that you probably don't know I talked to. Be like, whoa, I did not expect that. There's a lot of the people in the YouTube community I talk to is actually more IT professional based. So I've talked to Tom over at Lawrence PC Systems, Craft Computing, a lot of those more IT professional people that kind of come from that background. It's real familiar. Cubes OS. I need to actually revisit Cubes OS. The distribution made for, really, I should say, Edward Snowden. That's the one he recommends. Well, thanks for stopping in, Drago. Yeah, sysadmins. Man, it's crazy. Sysadmin work's always a little wild, but I love it. Emacs or Vim? Vim. Vim every day of the week. Bite me. Let's go. Cubes OS or Gen 2? Cubes. These are softball questions. Oh, yeah. I've actually seen the Better FS open source driver. I've been meaning to do a video on it. I just haven't had time. What do you think of Brave Search? I mean, I like Brave browser, but I don't like love it. It's not like, oh my god, you guys have to use Brave. When it comes to search engines, at the end of the day, they're all gonna make money off of what we search. They're all gonna pander. Google's just the biggest and does it the best out of everybody. Debatably. And, you know, it's more if you're privacy security oriented. I mean, every search is going to betray you. Push-ups. Yeah, push-ups and dabs. Remember that, Sparky? I need to do something. Yeah, I need to actually check out Brave Search a bit more. Try it out. But I know, you know, I just like more competition, so I'm not gonna hate on Brave Search at all. But yeah, you can't. I mean, Google search. There's a reason why it's on top. It does work very, very well. There's no denying that. Yeah, didn't Start Page get in trouble? I can't remember. There was some controversy there. Oh my gosh, Michael. Yeah, you could just sit there on loop redeeming stuff from Twitch. Why do people have the perception that proprietary software is crap and open source is super good? It depends on the person. That's not necessarily the truth. I would say it depends on what it is. Sometimes proprietary software is necessary. And you look at it in the gaming realm, and that's probably where you run into the most. A lot of people don't realize, it's a little hypocritical when I see this, is people are like, I only use open source, and then they immediately launch Steam and then start playing Steam games. I'm like, well, that's kind of all proprietary. So there's a little bit of people being hypocritical here about it. But I mean, the big thing with proprietary software is you just don't know what it's doing a lot of times. And with open source, you have a lot of peer-reviewed stuff, so you know more about it. So it just depends on you as a person. Me personally, I love open source software. It's amazing. You can take it, you can do all kinds of stuff for it, but at the same time, I realize it's not the best if you're in it to run a business or something like that. I get people can steal your work and then close source it and then re-release it with a couple different tweaks and improvements, and you just basically made the business for everyone. The biggest thing I would say for Linux folks, and what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to this aspect of things, is don't be religious about it, because what most people don't realize is a lot of big tech firms, Google, Microsoft, all of them, they love how things are right now. They love people attacking and getting real crazy about the open source and treating it like a religion. And the reason why they love this is they can just keep stealing so much stuff. and that's why I'm always just like, hey, use what you want to use. I love open source and those types of things, but I'm not real like, not real forceful with it, because it just doesn't, it's not a good look. And it just kind of reinforces the status quo. It's just more of the same. And a lot of open source does get abused. A lot of the proprietary and closed source stuff that you use probably on a daily basis is actually started off open source at its core. And it just was stolen, or parts of it was stolen. Everyone steals from everybody. So, I'd rather it just be open so you just know who's what. Anyway, thanks for the super chat, Henrik. Yeah, WaterFox. I looked at WaterFox, but I don't know if it's kept up with all the... Browsers are a weird thing, because if you use too old of a browser, a lot of the vulnerabilities can get exploited. Okay, stream elements. Come on now. Oh well. Yeah. But I always encourage everyone, just try stuff, you know? You can't steal open source with GNU License 3.0. Yeah, but that means everyone's ethical and follows the licensing patterns. What's keeping people from stealing the source, changing it a little bit, and then making it proprietary and locking that source code to where you can't see what's being used? I mean, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to see what's happening. So that's where I say you shouldn't be able to. You're absolutely right. But what ends up happening, I think there's some less than... I don't know what's the word for that, but less than ideal folks out there that that follow those rules, let's say. Yeah, the MIT license, OpenBSD, runs on the MIT license, which is a lot more open. That's why I think Sony PlayStation and I know Netflix switched to BSD based, and some other stuff has all run on BSD, mainly because of the licensing. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down right now. Oh, where are you going?
I'm going back in here to wash my hands. I brought food. So.
Oh, okay. I'll be in. Food has arrived. I am gonna take off now. So, the wife just popped in for a second. And it's been fun, though. I think we've been streaming for a couple hours here. It's fun kind of getting back in here. I'm gonna try and do like get back to streaming a little bit more often and more frequently, because I've just been kind of buckled down making a whole bunch of stuff, and man, this last week's been pretty rough, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at. But thanks all for coming out, chatting. It was great answering some questions, talking with everybody. Always a blast live streaming, and get to see some shenanigans, me break some things, and you know. Oh, as far as the Vim question, a tutorial in Vim, check out Primageddon. He does live streams on Twitch, and he has a bunch of Vim tutorials. The guy is a freaking wizard with Vim, and he's fun to watch on stream because he has all these cameras. It's nuts. It's nuts. Checking him out. Primageddon, I think he does YouTube content still, but if not, he still has some stuff here, which is great. But check him out. He can teach you a lot more than I can when it comes to Vim and movement. I think he types around 130 words a minute too. It's fun. But all right, guys, take it easy. Have a great one.